last night, and I was sitting outside, right here next to this pond. I like to come here near sunset and be reminded that no matter how wrong things can seem to be in the world, that there is somewhere where everything is right. And as I sat here, I noticed that the wind began to pick up, and I saw a couple of flashes in the dark, and I heard the rumbling of thunder. Then the skies opened up, and torrential rain poured down, and this calm little pond became a violent and raging sea. I quickly grabbed everything that was within my reach, and I rushed towards home. The rain continued all night, off and on. I woke up this morning to a light drizzle and the diffuse light of the sun rising through the clouds. I was lucky I had a safe, warm home to find refuge in. It hasn't always been like that. Several years ago, I was hiking by myself in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. I was crossing a ridge and I was well above tree line, and I looked and I saw an approaching storm. I picked up my pace just as the wind began to pick up, and I began to see flashes of light in the sky, and I heard the rumbling of thunder, and then within moments, the storm was upon me and the sky opened up. I was quickly soaked to the bone, and then flashes of lightning and thunderclaps arrived at the very same moment, and the wind, I thought the wind was going to blow me right off the mountain, and I had nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, nowhere to run for safety. And I found this small rock outcropping nearby, and all I could do was hunker down and ride out the storm and hope for safety. And as I sat there, I truly wondered if I would survive. And I thought of a verse from Job. Have you entered the storehouses of the snow, or have you seen the storehouses of the hail? And from that moment on, I knew I could say, yes, indeed, I have. Then, almost as quickly as the storm blew in, it passed by. The hail gave way to rain, and that gave way to drizzle, and that soon burned away in the sun, and I could watch the storm move on from high above the trees. And I wondered who else might be caught out in that storm alone. Where would they go for safety? And to this day, I'm just a little more afraid of lightning than I probably need to be. When storms roll through our lives, if we are lucky, we have a safe place to go for refuge. If all is right with the world, then we will have friends and family to turn to, and they will remind us that even in the midst of the storm, we are safe with them. But sometimes that's not so. Sometimes a storm can catch us off guard. It can catch us out in the open with no place to hunker down, with no place to hide, and all we can do at those times is hope and pray for the best. When we know in our hearts that the storms will pass, but in the heart of the storm, it's easy to wonder if we will survive. And so I guess what I really want to say to you today is that it is okay to wonder sometimes. It is okay to feel overwhelmed. It is okay to be afraid. It is okay to think, how will I survive this storm and the next and the next? Because sometimes those things that people like to say to us in the midst of our most difficult times can come across as just platitudes. Have faith. Have hope. Everything happens for a reason. It'll be okay. Those things aren't always useful. When the thunder is so loud you cannot hear yourself think, and the hail is beating down on your back, it can seem anything but okay. Sometimes all you can do is hunker down and ride out the storm. And so if that is where you are at right now, that's okay. If just trying to get through is all you can do, then maybe that is the best you have. And all you need to do is just keep trying. If that's all you can manage, that's okay. That's enough for now. All storms will pass. Some take longer than others. And this storm will pass too, and someday the sun will come out again, and the waters will still, and all things will be right.